riverside grill on the Columbia.
Oh!
It's the neatest motel.
We've decided to have, in honor of Archie, a birthday party. The first problem was we couldn't find a match. Now, are we going to sing to the tempo of this thing, or?
It goes kind of fast, so let's hear.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Archie. Happy birthday to you. Yay. One more time. No.
Well, now here's the instrumental part of it.
Now, we need a person to blow out.
To blow it out.
A second. You'd be a second.
Wish you were here.
We wish you were.
Okay, somebody wish for me, somebody blow it out.
Okay, I'll make a wish.
Make the wish and we'll blow.
You blow. Okay. I've made the wish.
Oh, wait.
We've all made the wish.
Okay.
Yay!
All right, now the wish will
In the middle of a cattle drive, Claire said they just came up from Laredo. They're just now getting here.
Get along, little doggy.
Here's a picture of these kids. Cowboys and trees.
I think she just used it for...
Hello, ladies. We're at Famous LeBeau's for a raspberry shake.
They try, but they don't get the job done.
Hi, Bob.
Hello, Leonard.
How are you today?
Terrible. Someone's filming me.
Oh, well, we'll cut it then. Hello, little girl. Hi, sweetie pie.
Look at that.
Hi, sweetie pie. How are you?
So light.
Yes.
Another Christmas Saturday.
Yes. There's
The only one I have memorized is that one.
Well, there's one poem that is just crazy. Last year, he had a... You filming me?
Is it red? Can you see a little? Yes, I am.
Anyway, last year he had a terrible bout with diarrhea and could not get rid of it. And so it was the point where we weren't even leaving the house. And one day he was sitting in the bathroom on the John, and he said, you know, this is ridiculous. We got laughing how silly this really was. And I said, well, while you're sitting there wasting time, you might as well write a poem about it. So in about 15 minutes, he had this poem written.
Okay.
Ode to the toilet.
Or diarrhea. I have a brand new mistress, as pale as she can be. But when I try to leave her, she beckons out to me. It seems I can't stay very long from sitting on her lap. I've spent so much darn time there, I feel just like a sap. My knees are red from elbow rest. My eyes swollen and red. It's then I wonder if I am among the living dead. I know I should be grateful and never should complain. I realize all because of her she's relieved me of much pain. But oh, my soul's desire is, and I truly hope and pray, that in a not too distant time I'll visit her just once each day. Sourdoughs and prospectors made at the turn of the century, and they lived off from starch and sourdough bread, so they began to be known as sourdoughs. Hearken to a sourdough story told at 50 below. When our... how does it go from there?
I'm not one who knows.
When our pipes are lit and we sit and spit into the campfire glow, rugged are we and ashen, stating a general rule, a genuine sourdough story ain't fit for no Sunday school. A sourdough came to strike his claim in heaven one morning early. St. Peter cried, "Who waits outside those gates so bright and pearly?" "I'm recent dead," the sourdough said, "craved to visit Hades, where happily pine some pals of mine, including certain ladies." Said Pete, "You go, you old sourdough, from this life you've cruelly riven. But if you fail to find their trail, we'll have a snoop around heaven." He turned, and lo, the old sourdough went down to hell's red spaces. But though it was hot, he couldn't spot those old familiar faces. The bedrock burned, and so he turned and fled with footsteps clear, the stairway straight to heaven's gate. And there, of course, was Peter. "I cannot see my mates," says he, "among the damned forever. I have a hunch some of the bunch in heaven I'll discover." Said she, "'Tis true, and this I'll do since sourdoughs are my failing. You see those guys in paradise lined up again the railing, all bald as coots in birthday suits with beards below the middle? Well, I'll allow you in right now if you can solve a riddle. Among the stiffs that hang and dodder round the portals is one whose name he's known to fame. It's Adam, first of mortals. For quiet's sake he made the break from Eve, which was at Adam. Now there's the gate that crashes straight. Just spy that guy called Adam." The old sourdough went down the row of graybeards, ruminating. With optics dim they peered at him, pressed in the grating. In every face he saw the trace of our ancestral father. But though he stared, he soon despaired, not the faintest clue to gather. Then suddenly he cried with glee, "Aha, an inspiration!" And down the road to and fro he ran in animation. To Peter bold he cried, "Behold, all told there are 11. Suppose I fix on number 6. Hey boy, how's that for heaven?" "By gosh, you win," said Pete. "Step in. But tell me how you chose 'em. They're all like twins, might all be pins. There's nothing to disclose 'em." The sourdough said, "'Tis true, my head was seething with commotion. I felt a dunce, then all at once I got a glorious notion. I stooped and peered beneath each beard that drooped like fleece for mutton. My search was crowned. That dude I found don't have a belly button."
I guess that would work.
Now you need to do benzene. That's
Oh,
the
yeah,
one we first
benzene.
heard at the Pickleville Playhouse. It took us years to find somebody who had it.
Mm-hmm.
How does benzene go?
Ma washed my overalls. I remember that one.
Huh?
Ma
Ma
washed
washed
my
my
overalls.
Now let's see, how's it go? Ma washed my overalls, but she couldn't get them clean, so she thought she'd soak them in a bucket of benzene. It worked all right. She wrung them out, then wondered what she'd do with all that bucket load of high explosive residue. She knew it was too dangerous to spread it all around, because Grandpa liked to throw his lighted matches on the ground. Somehow she didn't dare to pour it down the kitchen sink. So what the heck to do with it? Poor Ma just couldn't think. And then it seemed that nature gave a clue. For down the garden lot, she spied the edifice, the great solitary spot. Our palace of necessity, our family's joy and pride, enshrined in morning glory vines with graded seats inside. There was a tiny seat for baby bear, a medium one for Ma, a full-size section sacred for the bear of Grandpapa. Well, Mom was mighty glad to get that way up among it, so she tested up that bucket, so combustibly inclined, and headed down the garden to that refuge so discreet. She poured the liquid menace safely through the center seat. Next morning, Grandpa rose, ate a hearty meal. He sniffed the air and said, "By darn, how fully primed I feel. Darned if I ain't fresh as paint. My joy would be complete with just a quiet session on my usual morning seat. To smoke my pipe, to meditate, to maybe write a poem, 'cause that's the time the bits of rhyme is jingling through my dome." He sat down on that special seat, slick shiny by his age, and he looked just like Walt Whitman, just a silvered whiskered sage. He filled his corn cob to the brim and tapped it snugly down, and chuckled, "Oh, a perfect day, I reckon this is crown." He lit the weed, it soothed his need, it was so soft and sweet. But then he threw the lighted match right through the center seat. His little grandchild Rosaline cried from the kitchen door, "Oh, Ma, come quick, there's something wrong. I heard a dreadful roar. Oh, Ma, I see a sheet of flame. It's rising higher and higher. Oh, Mother dear, I greatly fear our comfort pot's caught fire." Ma was filled with horror, the words of Rosaline. She thought of Grandpa's matches and that bucket of benzene. So down the garden, geared on high, she ran with all her power for regular with Grandpa, and she knew this was his hour. Then hugging, mugging Rosaline, they peered into the fire, a roaring, soaring furnace now, perchance old Grandpa's fire. And as they twain expressed their pain, they heard a hearty cheer. Behold the old rascallion squatting in the frog pond near, his silver whiskers singed away, a gosh almighty wreck, with half a yard of toilet seat entwined about his neck. He said, "Gee, folks, did you hear that big blowout that I made? It scared me stiff. I hope you uns was not too much afraid. But now I best be crawling out of this dog-blasted wet. But what I aim to figure out is what the deuce I F."
It was a three-holer then.
It was a three-holer then. It was. America into action there. You had to run to the restroom there. About that time I got a little candle and lit the thing, set it on the seat, and put this skull on the seat. He went in there and saw that, and he'd come back and he couldn't even get him in there. He wasn't about to go in there. I carried that around for quite a while. I was going to bring it home for souvenir. Thelma said, "I'm glad you didn't."
A real skull?
Yeah, it was a real skull.
I can't believe it.
It was a real skull.
Hey!
Well, I'll have to tell you this one, though, I guess. Reincarnation. Give you a complete different outlook on life.
Okay.
You don't believe in reincarnation, do you?
Well, I don't know. I have an open mind.
You will now. If there is an afterlife, are we still recognizably ourselves? If there's reincarnation, do we come back as someone or something else? Something to think about. What is reincarnation? The cowpoke asked his friend. His pal replies, "What happens when your life has reached its end? They comb your hair and wash your neck and clean your fingernails and lay you in a padded box away from life's travail. That box in you goes in a hole that's been dug in the ground. Reincarnation starts when you're planted beneath that mound. And in a while some grass will grow upon that rendered mound. Till someday on that molded grave a lonely flower's found. Now, say a horse should wander by and graze upon that flower. Who once was you, but now become your vegetated briar. That posy that the horse ate up, along with his other feed, makes bone, fat, and muscle essential to the steed. But some is left that you can't use, and so it passes through. And finally lays upon the ground this thing that once was you. Now, just suppose I wander by, and I see this on the ground, and I wonder and I ponder at this object that I found. I think of reincarnation, of life and death and such, and I come away concluding, Slim, you ain't changed, are you?
Some people don't.
Fair enough. Oh, dear.
That's one way to look at it.
Yes, it is.
You were a turd in life.
Some people never change.
You know Sam McGee?
Yeah.
Do you? Maybe you better give it.
Well, there's strange things done in the midnight. So
Aye.
Actually, I'd probably mess it up. So.
I do anyway. So.
Most people don't know it, so you just
Yeah.
How about the shooting of Dan McGrew?
I've heard that. My grandfather used to sing the about, but I can't remember.
Let's hear it.
I'm rolling.
A bunch of boys were hooping it up at the Malamute Saloon. The kid that handled the music box was playing a jagtime tune. Back of the bar in a solo game sat dangerous Dan McGrew. And watching his luck was the light of his love, the lady that's known as Lou. When out of the night, which was 50 below, and into the dim and the glare, there stumbled a miner, fresh from the creeks, dog dirty and loaded for bear. He looked like a man with a foot in the grave, and scarcely the strength of a louse. Yet he tilted his poke of dust to the bar and called for drinks on the house. None could place that stranger's face. But we searched ourselves for a clue. We drank to his health. The last to drink was dangerous Dan McGrew. There are men that somehow can grip your eyes and hold them hard like a spell. And such was he as he looked to me like a man who lived in hell. With a face most hair and a dreary stare like a dog whose day is done. And he watered the green stuff in his glass, and the drops fell one by one. When I got to figuring out who he was and wondering what he'd do, I turned my head, and watching him was a lady that's known as Lou. His eyes went rubbering round the room, and he seemed in a sort of a daze. Till at last the old piano fell in the path of his wandering gaze. The jag-time kid was having a drink. There was no one else at the stool, so the stranger stumbled across the bar floor and plopped himself down like a fool. In a buckskin shirt that was glazed with dirt, he sat and I saw him sway. And he grasped the keys with his talon hands. Oh, how that man could play. Have you ever been way alone when the moon was awful clear and the icy mountains hemmed you in with a silence you most could hear, with only the call of the timber wolf and you out there in the cold, a half-dead thing in a stark dead world, clean mad for the muck called gold, high overhead, green, yellow, and red. The north lights swept in bars. Then you've a hunch what the music meant. The hunger, the night, and the stars. A hunger not of the belly kind that's banished with bacon and beans, but the gnawing hunger of lonely men, and a home and all that it means. A fireside far from the cares that are, 4 walls and a roof above, no soul crammed full with cozy joy, and crowned with woman's love. A woman that's truer than all the world, as true as the heavens are true. How ghastly she looked to her rouged him, the lady that's known as Lou. And on a sudden the music changed, just soft, you scarce could hear. And you felt like your life had been looted clean by all that you once held dear. That someone had stolen your woman's love, that her love was a devil's lie, that your guts were gone and the best thing for you would be to crawl away and die. It's a crowning cry of heart's despair, and it chills you through and through. I guess I'll make my spread, monsieur, said Dangerous Dan through. And the music almost died away. And it burst like a pent-up flood, and it seemed to say, repay, repay, and my eyes were filled with blood. The thought come back of an ancient wrong and stabbed like a frozen lash, and the urge awoke to kill, and the music stopped with a crash. The stranger turned, his eyes they burned, in a most peculiar way. In a buckskin shirt that was glazed with dirt, he sat and saw him sway. His lips went in a kind of a grin, and he spoke, and his voice was calm. And he said, boys, you don't know me, and I guess you don't give a darn. But I want to state, my words are straight, and I'll bet my poke it's true, that one of you is a hound from hell, and that one's Dan McGrew. And I ducked my head and the lights went out, 2 guns blazed in the dark. A woman screamed and the lights come on, and 2 men lay stiff and stark. Pitched on his head and pumped full of lead was Dangerous Dan McGrew, while a man from the creeks was clutched to the breast of the lady that's known as Lou. These are the facts of this case, and I guess that I ought to know. They say the stranger was crazed with hooch, and I ain't denying it so. But I ain't as wise as you lawyer guys, but strictly between us 2. The woman that kissed him and pinched his poke was the lady that's known as Lou.
Oh.
I haven't heard that one for years and years and years. How come you haven't said it?
I haven't said it for years and years.
I got a record of it now. So.
Yeah.
Do you remember the one that you wrote for, that's when the church had their sesquicentennial and our stake had a big
I don't remember.
pioneer thing, and he wrote a poem about pioneers that they had to ask him to write one for the occasion, and he did.
My own aren't that good. I don't remember.
Yep, you do remember it.
Wow.
Don't let him fool you.
Let me hear one that you've done.
Huh?
Let me hear something that you've done.
I don't remember mine.
Really?
You did the one to the bathroom.
That's the only one I
Come on
can-
in.
Uh-oh, we have someone coming down the hall here.
Oh, bring that
Hello.
boy over here.
Hello, Chantel.
Hey,
You
Chantel.
went to sleep, haven't you?
Hey, Archie.
Archie. Hey, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Archie. Happy birthday to you. We had a party last night, by the way. There's your birthday cake over there if you want it.
There's olive sandwich stuff, Arch. Grab your some bread.
Where's the baby?
We're enjoying it. I'm glad he's over 25 right now. This is Amy.
She's in the pool. Just smiling and happy as can be. She's She's happy. A little while ago we had over at Bear Lake. She quite seemed to enjoy it. She likes this spot there. Here's the other side for us. Liberty's here. There's Chantel playing around. Nuts for the baby. Christy's found some friends already to talk to. And the baby's looking the wrong way. Then we'll go on the other side. Oh, here she comes. Oh well. We'll go over. She's trying to swim.
I can't do this on my feet.
Put her now in the kiddie pool. She goes. Doesn't learn how to kick her feet, but she can splash. She can chase Chantel.
Here, you. Let's put this on you. Oh, hands up through.
Oh, she's stuck.
He's not stuck. Here she goes.
Yeah, she likes to walk around in this thing. Just hold the back down and she'll be fine. You gonna chase Chantel? Baby! Oh. Hey!
Okay, come on back.
Lift up her feet. Just gonna glide her along. She kind of walks.
Well, don't guide her, just let her go.
She's much more interested in what's going on over there. That's what we
Hello, are you still?
That ain't yours. Go ahead and take it.
It's not your shirt.
Got a flag on it? That's yours.
Anything else you need there? Hey, there's a wallet.